Hi cousins, it's Rusty the Reseller. Thank you for joining. I'm going to get right into it today. It's been a busy 2 days. So in this video, you're going to see my efforts to try to locate someone who has been missing from family members trying to contact them for 3 weeks. In this video, I hike up to a mountain to try to locate these people. You'll find out what happens with that. After that, I go down to Old Fort, a town near me, to check on a buddy, and I see the destruction there. And then afterwards, I do a little activity called Mudlarking in the river down here near our home, where a lot of the flooding occurred. And this was a little bit of a break for me, just trying to take a couple hours to do a little bit of self-care, kind of get away from it for a moment, but also try to do something that's a little bit interesting. So I hope you enjoy this video. We're going to look for someone, we're going to check on a nearby town, and we're going to see if there are any interesting things that wash up out of the river that perhaps I could sell to bring some money in after this tragedy to the people who dearly need it. So stay tuned, and there may be a couple surprises along the way. How to, cousins? It's been a busy morning here. We are, and by we, I mean myself, really just me. I got a communication on a social media platform yesterday. Someone connected to an aunt of mine reached out and was very concerned about some family members that they have here in Asheville that since the hurricane they have not heard from and are concerned for their well-being. They've put in a missing person report. They have not heard anything back, and they are just beside themselves with concern. And my aunt tagged me in this message, and so I reached out to this person and said, well, I'm going to Asheville today anyways for some work-related things. I'll just head over there if you give me the address and see if I can find out what's going on. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a wellness check right now for a perfect stranger, but I need to see if they're around. A lot of these places still don't have power or internet access, and so it's highly likely that they're okay. They just have not had the ability because of the storm to make contact. So I'm going to try to find them.
Turn right onto Hillside Street.
It's saying to turn right onto Hillside, so that's what I'm doing here. But I'm going to head up there. I'll give you updates and let you know. Let's fingers crossed. I'm hoping I can find these people so that their family can feel good and know that they're safe. All right, I've come way up on the top of a mountain. I'm not as concerned that they would have been in an area that would have been washed out heavily unless there was a mudslide, because they're up high on a mountain. They're not down low in the valley where most of the flooding occurred. I've come quite a ways up, but I'm now 0.4 miles away from my destination, but the road is completely blocked by downed trees that are currently being worked on. So if I want to find these people, I got to take a hike. So that's what I'm about to do. I'm going to get my shades on here. I'm going to get moving, and hopefully I can find these people. All right, I'm on foot now. As you can see, they have some gigantic trees that they're having to cut down. And I'm just going to try to shimmy around the yard here. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my. All right. Making my way around the first. Boy, I got a big old wood chipper here, the truck. So, got about 0.4 miles to go, but I'm basically going straight up. So, it'll be some good exercise. As I'm walking here by people's homes, I'm seeing just an incredible amount of other trees down. And we're on the top of the mountain. Like, if I pan around, you can see we're up here just north of Asheville up here, and you know, they're not in the low areas, but the flooding and the winds particularly were just so strong that it just blew stuff. Yesterday I was driving by, I saw a very tall, very thick pine tree. I have never seen anything like it except for in person. I've seen it in tornado damage before, but this tree was literally twisted around in the middle and just bent over. It didn't even snap, but it just twisted it and then laid it over. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. More, man, oh man. I'm not surprised if those huge trees that they're cutting down right now were down in the storm, then I wouldn't be surprised. Look at how many trees this property lost. Fell over fences, destroyed the fences. Look at this whole road is just trees upon trees, and people have been up here. They've cut many of these out, but it's taken days, I would imagine, to get all of this stuff. The power lines are down here. I'm up on the mountain. Goodness, it's beautiful up here. Not the down trees, obviously, but beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. About 60 degrees. It feels quite refreshing though as I'm taking this walk. But I mean, look at this, just all along here, just complete destruction with trees and power lines down. No wonder they've not been able to reach out. I imagine they have not been able to drive down. I would like to think that they could walk out, and that the people in this neighborhood, these neighbors, are helping each other with supplies and things, but at the same time, you don't know. Hopefully they're okay. I'm gonna go check. I think that my left turn is coming up here, and then I just got one more road to go through. All right, we have arrived. We have arrived to the house. Now, I don't see any vehicles, so my thinking is that maybe no one's here. Maybe they have evacuated and just have yet to contact these family members, but I'm certainly going to make a phone call, and or I'm going to check. I'm going to knock on windows and doors, and we're going to see. Well, I've knocked and I've rang doorbells. No one has answered. I'm not seeing lights on in the house. There are no vehicles. But I'm listening, and at the house next to this, I hear an electrical unit, like an HVAC unit, operating. So they should have electricity here now. And as I look over here, level 3, so this is on. They do have electricity, though there are no lights and no vehicles. So my hope then is that they are safe and out of here. But I'm going to spend a couple more minutes just knocking, kind of looking around, and go from there. Well, disappointing, because it appears that there's no one here. I got this house down here, no vehicles, leaves in front of the doorway and in the driveway. I can tell the electricity's on. I'm calling their names, I'm knocking on the doors, no one's answering. So one of two things has happened. Either they were able to evacuate, they're someplace else, and just the word hasn't gotten around to their families yet, or they don't even think that they're worried about them. Other possibility is that they have, joined forces with a neighbor or something like that, and are hanging out up here as well. I'm going to go to a house or two on either side, just asking if they know them. Unfortunately, we're so high up and we're back. A lot of these homes are like rental homes, vacation homes, not ones that people stay in year round. And it looks like a lot of people have evacuated, so it may be difficult, but if I can get any more information for this person, I will. And then I'm going to take the hike back down the mountain. This is right outside of their house, trees, and they're over the road, walking under trees, so much debris and stuff. But look at this, folks. Man, I'll climb up on this dirt hill. Look how high up we are. It's beautiful. On my way back now. I just spoke with the woman that sent me on this mission to give her the report, and I told her the house is intact. It has electricity. All the doors were locked. All the lights were off. It seemed like it was an intentional point to, you know, keep their house secure. And I would assume that they have evacuated, though still no telling where they are. So, you know, I didn't get her the information she was hoping for, but I think she was just worried that the house had a mudslide, or, you know, tree fell on it and they couldn't get out or something like that. So I guess mission accomplished. I don't know. Definitely got some exercise. Beautiful day. And there's a little spot up here where they're getting ready to put a new home in. Man, just look at this view. All right, folks, got back to the car. No sign of those folks. I assume that they're doing okay. But silver lining here, as I was walking just off the edge of the road there on the ground, was a men's large Patagonia, you know, winter like jacket. So that'll go in the eBay store, make a little money for the community. So that's nice. All right, I'm heading on back down the mountain here. It's just gorgeous. By the way, if you want a view like that, those are all multi-million-dollar homes up there. It's a very nice, beautiful community. The tinier homes tend to be homes that are for, you know, rentals, vacation rentals, and things like that. But there are a few, you know, that are really nice and that people live in year round. Others, maybe they just live part of the year. But you know, we're still quite high up. You can kind of see the mountains in the background there. But it's gorgeous. I mean, you know, you got views like this, beautiful homes up here. I do certainly hope that these folks made it out, that they're safe and taken care of. Weird morning, but you know, I like a little adventure, a little excitement. Now I'm gonna head down to Old Fort, which is just down the mountain east of where I live, to check on a friend down there. I've not been down there yet. I've heard it's pretty rough as well, but we're gonna check that out next. Well, folks, I got the bright idea that maybe I'd do a little bit of internet research, do a little sleuthing. And I found who I think was this gentleman. And I looked, I could not find this guy's phone number. He's a retired pharmacist in the area. I knew his wife's name. I looked it up. I tried both the phone numbers for him. Both of them were disconnected. I tried the woman's phone number. It was connected to him on one of these sites. A woman answered, and I said, "Is this Linda?" And she said, "Well, who is this?" And I go, Well, I told her who I was, and I said, I'm trying to search for someone named Linda, whose husband's name is Harvey. Is this you? And she said, "No, it is not, and don't bother calling me again, you stupid SOB." And she hung up on me. Just like that. I could not believe my ears, cousins. I mean, who speaks to someone like that? I mean, I guess she thought I was like a telemarketer or something. Maybe she's having a bad day. I don't know what. But I was just sitting there beside myself. And anyways, I decided not to go down this rabbit hole any further. So he was a pharmacist. They live in $1 million home. There was exits, and they're okay, I think. So I'm gonna just move on with my life. But you know what? I got a free Patagonia jacket. I found a quarter on the ground. I got some good exercise. That's good enough for me. So now I'm gonna go down and look for my buddy down here in Old Fort. I've just made it down here to Old Fort. This is just south, actually east, due east of where I live, and you can see the destruction here underneath of here, stuff all along the river. This is there's just so much going on out here. You can see just damage and junk washed up here. I'm gonna go down the road, kind of take a look at what this area looks like. I'm walking along the main road here in Old Fort, and it's just incredible the amount of debris and trees and stuff. They've come through and done a lot of work already digging this out, but we're still in a really, really tough spot here. You can just see, it just looks like bombs went off, you know? My goodness gracious. There's part of the road is caved in, and it's just debris as far as you can see. All of this. Oh my. Walking across a bridge now. This was not like this before. Already out with heavy equipment. This is a cute little brewery here that is fairly new, but the outdoor area has been completely destroyed here. The homes behind it, completely destroyed. And as I come down the road here further and come across, you're going to see that it took place on both sides. Over here as well, if I come across, right in here, all of these homes and buildings all the way down. All the dirt on the road here was all water. All of this was underwater. I'm going to have to be very careful because the road here is falling in. You can see debris and stuff here. See, this is where I've got to be careful as I walk. Trees, mud, concrete blocks, all of this has been done. This has been built up because this completely collapsed. And I can see workers out trying to clear the area even early this morning. We're out here with heavy equipment trying to repair some stuff. Continuing down the road here, you can see entire homes have collapsed. And then this is the edge of the road where it has completely fallen in on this side. How to, cousins? It's old Rusty the Reseller here, and it's a beautiful day as you can see above me. I'm out here by the Swannanoa River. This is a river that runs down through the Swannanoa River Valley, through Black Mountain, through Swannanoa, and all the way towards and through Asheville, and then it dumps into the French Broad River. These are the two rivers that were heavily responsible, like the overflow of these responsible for all of the flooding damage. And I've been working for 2 weeks straight. Flo, bless her cute little tush, has been working just as hard, if not harder. And people keep telling me, Rusty, you need to slow down. Rusty, you need to take a break. And so I'm going to actually take some of that advice. And I'm the kind of person who, you know what, I'm going to take some of that advice. I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to slow down. And so I'm not going to be working right now, but I'm going to do a little something for you guys. I've never done this, but I'm going to do it. I'm coming down here to this river, and I'm going to do some mudlarking. What's mudlarking, Rusty, you say? That's a great question. I'm going to answer it right now. Mudlarking is a term that describes an activity where people go along the coasts or rivers or lakes when it's low tide or when there's been a lot of water, and they just walk around and look and see what they can find. There's going to be a ton of debris. I'm going to kind of video this, but I may find some things. I'm in an area down here, very old area of the river where people have been living for over 100 years. And not only will I see debris from the recent flood, but I'm also hoping to find, this is what I'm hoping to find, is just some little interesting things that have long since been buried that have been washed up. Maybe old bottles, maybe who knows what. And I might find nothing. This might be a really boring video, but we're gonna go out and see what we can find. So join me on this video. We're gonna take a quick break from all the disaster relief. I'm gonna take just a couple hours of break, and I'll get back to it later today. But I do think it's beneficial to take a little bit of time to just be quiet, reflect on what's happened, and just kind of walk through this area that once was a beautiful park. And I'm going to show you what it looks like now, and maybe we'll find something interesting. You know, fingers crossed, if I could find something valuable that I could sell, that would be even more money that I could put into this community. And so that is actually what I'm hoping for today. Take something out of this mess that can be turned into something positive. So fingers crossed, we'll see what we find. This is where we're starting. Up here is over this little berm of debris here. There's a little community garden. In this area in the river, if you look beyond, you'll see that this entire field and area was completely overrun with water. You can see little pieces of debris and stuff already laying around. But I'm gonna walk around. I got my rubber boots on, and I'm gonna go through, and we're just gonna take a look and see if there's anything that would be worth picking up. You can see there's just all kinds of debris here. And on this path where I'm walking, do you see all of this sand? I mean, all of this has been washed up from the flood. Little pieces of debris everywhere around here. And I really don't know what we're gonna find, but maybe nothing. But like I said, it's just good to get out and walk around in nature. And we'll see here what's going on. I see a shoe here. We got a Ralph Lauren pair of women's little shoes. That's it's an eerie thing to see. It's the first thing I've found that I could tell what it was. I'm up a little higher than I want to be. I may get down here on the bank. That's probably where my best bet is to find small items that have washed up, would be along here. By the way, this creek here is about twice as wide as it was 2 weeks ago. And we're near the highway. You can hear everything, but you can just see debris all washed up here. At one time, this field was home to a really nice Frisbee golf course. Now it has all kinds of weird things sticking up out of the ground. Some kind of a giant metal structure here. Huge piece of, look at this. This thing was washed up here. JCB 2018. I don't know what that is, but this is just mud and junk left over. I'm assuming somebody just sat this thing down on here. My goodness. Got a little spare tire here. It's still got some good air in it, as a matter of fact. I'm gonna sit that down. Somebody could use that. All right, here's a boot. It really, I wish I would not be finding so many articles of clothing through here, folks, because it just makes me so sad and uncomfortable. All right, so this is how you used to walk over to the other side, this path. But now you can see that this has completely caved in by the bridge. This is I-40 right here. This is Highway 40. So, this is gonna be challenging. The only way to get across is for me to crawl over this junk, walk over there, somehow get across the barbed wire here, and then I gotta walk along, I gotta shimmy along this little edge, and then go down through this tunnel underneath of the highway to get to the other side. But look at this tree. This huge, gorgeous sycamore tree has fallen and washed basically up underneath of the highway. Unbelievable. All right, I'm gonna try to traverse some of this mess here. Something down in here. What is this? Oh, some metal fence in here. What is this up under here? Looks like part of a car. Yep, that looks like a component here. What do we got? I don't know. It's definitely like part of a vehicle. Junk, pipes. I don't know if, honestly, I don't know if it's going to be safe to do this, folks. I may have to, I don't know, I may have to go to another spot because I don't think, yeah, Bummer Town. This is not, and it's too deep for me to walk across, so I'm going to have to find another route to get over there because the river goes the other direction on the other side of the highway. It's really where I was wanting to get to, but I had no idea, folks. This was all washed down in here. We got some kind of garment down here, some kind of black garment. All right, well, this is not gonna be the right direction. I'm gonna have to find another way. Look at this, we got stuff up in the air here, up above me. Here's another piece of something. Look at this shoe. Look at this shoe just hanging here. Oh my goodness. Folks, I cannot describe to you the devastation other than what you're seeing before you. Things hanging up in the air. This entire area was underwater. Wow, 2 pairs of shoes. They were laced together. So that's how they came out. There's another piece of fence in there. Kind of surveying stuff. Another large tree fell almost on the highway. I really hope I do not come across anything real grisly. I believe that they've had cadaver dogs and people and out searching these rivers, search and rescue. Unfortunately, there are still people missing or unaccounted for. It just hurts. I mean, just sheets of metal just twisted up like plastic. Over here, some kind of a jug down there, another tire. If you didn't know what had just happened, you could just fully enjoy the beauty of the river here. But my goodness. I almost missed it, folks, when I came walking down through here. But look, this right here. Now, that appears to be, let me zoom in here, a marble. It's like a little blue marble. Man, that's old though, if it is a marble, because it's very misshapen, probably hand blown. Who knows how long this has been in here. This is the kind of thing I'm hoping to find, is stuff like this. All right, not bad. First 8 minutes or so. Just about a foot away, and I'm seeing some glass. I knew we'd find glass, but look at this. It's just a little handle. A little handle on an old, probably a little old saucer or something. And then over here, another piece of glass. I don't know if it's the same. No, different color. It's white, but it's a different shade of white. All right, so some glass pieces. I love the one with the handle. That's interesting for sure. Just looking around to see, because you know, this is the type of place. We got something plastic right here. You know, there are leaves on the ground too, so that could be covering stuff as well. Got an interesting thing here. Another thing that probably came from, I don't know, a vehicle or maybe some other kind of equipment. Perhaps this was attached to a rain barrel or something. I'm not exactly sure. Another window unit pushed against the tree and snapped. And then we got some kind of a large lower piece of plastic that comes from a vehicle. All right, we got ourselves a little Scrabble turntable here, or the bottom of a Scrabble game. Oh man, Scrabble. The first victim, the first board game victim of this tragedy. So I just peeked over, looking around, and watch this. Just over the edge here, we got a little bottle. So now this is what I'm talking about. This is old. This has got an old rusted top cap, and this is an old bottle. I don't know. It says, what does it say? L Design Patent 045. So like, I think this is a 1945 produced bottle with the original cap, and it's got some kind of, I'm sure that's just liquid from the storm, but that is interesting. This is the kind of thing, and it's entirely intact, which is really cool. Here's a little vacuum cleaner hose, just sort of hanging out, literally, on the tree. Got another tire down here. There's a little visor. DeWitt's Game Farm. I don't think that it can really be worn or used much anymore. But there she sits. Some kind of another part from a vehicle. A little can here. Looks like some kind, I say old, I don't know how old it is. Let's see if I can zoom here. 2019, some kind of a, I don't know if it held oil in it or what. Now we're in kind of a sandy bank here, so I'm just kind of looking along the bank, you know, to see. I mean, I'm not showing you all of everything I'm seeing. You know, lots of random debris, you know, Dr. Pepper can, various other things. There's probably stuff out in the water, but it's covered with mud, so I don't see a whole lot in there. In rocky areas, I might find more. But really kind of just walking along, I noticed that in areas where stuff's trapped, like look at this. This is the weirdest looking thing here. It's just like, because of the way this landed, you got this large, weird shaped pile of junk, and then on the very top, you got a Gatorade bottle. Some more house debris. Plastics. Oh, a gigantic barrel. This looks like, yeah, this is an oil drum, like a big or like a propane tank, a big old gas tank from someone's home. Coming up from the bank here, we got an old patio table that came from someone's yard, presumably. A bunch of plastic and debris here, another tire over there. But I'm gonna attempt right now to traverse this little creek here to get to this other side and sort of take a look over there. After that, I'm probably gonna need to approach the river from the other side. I'm gonna have to drive. There's so many places are no longer passable. I'm not even sure if I can get over there because roads have been washed out. But we're gonna try this, and you know what? I'm gonna film it so that if I fall in and bust my rear end, you get to laugh about it. So here we go. I got big old, as you can see, I got big old rubber boots on. So I'm gonna be okay. I'm not concerned. It's not, I mean, it's moving, but it's not terribly fast. You also never know what I might stumble upon out here in the water. I'm being very cautious to try not to touch the water And to, if I get something that's dirty, try to rinse it quickly. And I got hand sanitizer and stuff. You don't know what all is out in here. There's toxins, there's sewage, there's all kinds of stuff. Look at this right out here in the center. We have this kind of concrete structure that has been washed right down in the middle, and it's held together with cord and metal. Just kind of show you, we've got a large pile of bricks over here that came, I'm assuming, from the foundation of someone's home nearby. More up on the side. You know, you can get on YouTube and you can see, almost fell. You can see any number of like aerial views of the area and what the disaster looks like. Oh my, look at this. Look at this. Look at this right here. So I don't fall. It is a vinyl record in the middle of the creek. Grab it. Okay, we're gonna wash this off and see what tunes someone had been listening to at their home prior to this event. All right, I can't quite tell, folks. Something about the world of melodies. A world of melodies or something like that. So it's probably a compilation of various songs from other musicians. Over here we got a pipe in the distance. We got a clump and seal cat litter box. Up above me we got more debris. The water was at least up that high. So in the spot that I'm standing right now, the water had to have reached at least 12 feet above the normal water table, if not more. I'm gonna set this down. I see something over here, right here. What do we got here? Oh, it is another, what is this? It's a metal cap. This might be like a cap on a pipe cap or something like that. It does appear to be made of metal, so that's interesting. I have to look that up. Continuing to move around, and here's another. So someone lost their record collection, I'm sad to say. Magical World of Melody. Okay, so this was like a box set. I got the other one. This is a Reader's Digest Magical World of Melody. Look at that. Now, I'm assuming it's so scratched up it would not work properly, but it's there. Here's a little piece of paper. And I'm wondering, yeah, look at this. So this, I think, probably came with the record. Vocalizations, symphonies, finale, has to do with music, for sure. Remnants. Down here we got a little piece. This looks like it's older. Oh, look at this. Another handle. So the handles tend to be intact when these things break up. They're clearly the strongest part of everything that of ceramic things that can be taken out here. So rinse this real fast. Yep, just a little old coffee mug here. Just a little old piece of glass here. Who knows how old. This kind of stuff could be found in this river all the time, though. Again, because things have been dumped in this region. We got driftwood. It looks like some critters, you know, have beaten me to this area. So they might have cleaned it out. I don't think so. But it's wild. Look at just the state of everything, like how this is all was all shaped by just the sheer force of the water coming through. More paper goods, cans, portion of a book here. I can't tell what it is, but someone had it in their library at one time. Got some more plastic. And the amount of time it will take to clean this region is honestly difficult to to fathom. To see how it just came up over all of this. There's some fencing up here I'm going to walk up to. Well, we'll get up here. We got someone's doormat right here. This is an interesting piece here. I don't exactly know what it is. It looks like flooring tile, but you know, it looks old, and so it could obviously could be asbestos based. So I don't want to handle it too much. I just wanted to show it. All right, I'm up on the other side. You can see plastic debris over here, the remnants of what was a full fence, and this entire area here is covered with sand, but this was a field at one time with grass. In fact, you can see a cow over here right now, just in the remains. Some of this electric fence, which I'm sure is not on, I ain't gonna touch it. Oh, look at this. Now here is an old bottle, very old. It's got like a man on the bottom. That is cool. I've never seen one like this with this imprint of a person on the bottom. Wow. Wow, folks. That's cool. I think this was probably some kind of a soda bottle. But this, I'm sure this didn't come out of someone's home like recently. This is something that's been buried for probably decades and was just coming up to the surface. Now that is a cool piece, and that is something that can be sold. So I will sell that. I'm very happy that I found something that has some value. I mean, I can sell that marble as well, but this is the best thing so far. It's a large, very large patch of cane that was ripped up from where it was originally and now resides here. Everything I'm stepping on, by the way, is several inches thick. This was probably 2 foot tall grass at one time, and is now completely mowed over. Again, looking up high, you can see some debris caught up in the tree there. Here's someone's kitchen cabinet or something like that, washed up in here. Here's a recycle bin hanging in midair out of these trees. So much debris. We got a blanket. We got a little plastic container there. As I make my way up, we got a little truck here for moving items. Just sort of resting there. The remains of a fence. We're approaching the other side of the river where it makes a bend and comes towards where I came in. And I want to get up here and see what she looks like. Okay, here's a large part of the fence. This looks like it was a picture frame. Well, look at that. Heimel 14. I don't really know what this is, but it's artwork. And it was made by this person in 2014. All right, making my way over. Looks like there is gonna be some area I can look around down here, but you can see a large portion of a barn, it appears, has washed down. We got more debris hanging in trees, and even more further down that way. As I'm walking down on the creek bed here, I'm seeing remnants of people's home piping. They would have gone like water, their water system in their house. Just been completely ripped out and washed down into the bottom of the creek where it is now at. And I'm down here. You can hear the helicopter still rolling around. And by rolling, I mean flying. Oh my goodness, look at this. So, this box that was up here actually turns out to be a very large floor speaker. As you can see right here. And it's a Pioneer, all right? And it's right next to, ironically, a flotation device. So, I don't know if that guy jumped on that and rode her down in and parked it there in the tree or what. But I'm gonna guess that thing is no longer operational. Just kind of making my way through the water here. Don't want to go too fast because I don't want water coming down in my boots. But I saw some sort of an interesting thing here. We're getting a little deep. Can't quite tell what this is. I do believe that this is also, yes, I think it is. Let me get closer. Some sort of a tank that would have held water somewhere. Oh, you know what? This might be, this is a, you know what this is? This is a smoker, I think. And this would be the gauge, the temperature gauge. Well, it's all broken now, but these are the stacks at the top, and this would have been the lid to the smoker. It's just right down here in the river now. All right, there's something here that's interesting. I don't know what it is. It looks like metal, but then this is, there's something right here that's white. I'm gonna try to reach down in here. Okay, yeah, so this is a piece of glass that would have come from a bottle. Some sort of a large bottle. This actually, yeah, this is the bottom, I think, of it. It's actually just white paint on the bottom of it. There's a piece of red ribbon that's down here just floating several feet in the bottom of the water here. And I'm making it back onto a little bit of a rock bar here again. And I'm seeing now the other side, it is a trailer smoker. This is a large and expensive piece of equipment. And then over here, we got a little bag hanging up in the tree. Here's a pleasant little surprise. Surprised that they're letting me be this close to them. Just chilling out right here. You know, with all of the loss of life and destruction, it is such a nice, encouraging moment to see some of nature, some beauty in nature here again. I mean, I'm maybe 30 feet from this trailer that is in the water. But the ducks don't care. It looks like a mallard over here and a little female, little wood duck. Beautiful. Thank you for letting me come close. If you can believe it, folks, this thing still has the propane tank intact, and it is still plugged in and ready to go. Look at that thing. Look at this right here. Oh, wow. It's an old plate, a part of an old plate. Look at these little birds, these little bluebirds. Look at this. Just flying around. That is definitely a very old plate as well. You know, it was not uncommon for people to just sort of pitch broken pieces of pottery and other scraps and other trash and debris just out, you know, in the sinkhole behind their house or out in the creek or out in whatever, unfortunately. And so there's a lot of this stuff, this debris, that was not necessarily I mean, lots of what I'm seeing was caused by this this horrible event. However, a lot of stuff is not caused by it. It was just simply uncovered from being buried for a very long time. And that's really the stuff I'm hoping to find, because to me that's interesting. And there aren't too many times when you have events that would naturally bring this stuff up. And of course, anything that I can find that has value, I'd like to recover. And you know, if there's a way I can take this horrible tragedy and find a way to garner some income outside of the stuff I'm already donating, outside of the stuff that has already been donated by you viewers, then all the better, right? Because we're going to need a lot. We're going to need a lot. Now, I don't know if this is pottery too, or if this is just yeah, it is another piece of an old, just kind of like a coffee shop mug situation. And I'm back where all of this piping was that I showed you. I did not even notice this the first time. But we have something, and this, by the way, where I'm at right here, this stuff is actually really hard, thick mud. It has washed it down to the hardest compacted area, and this thing is still stuck hard down in the ground. And look at that. Look at this beauty. This would have been a really cool piece back in the day. Unfortunately, it's broken very badly. We get out in the sunshine so you can see those beautiful purples, that nice brown on the top. I mean, that would have been a really nice piece that you would probably put out, you know, put some snacks in or something. But this puppy's been buried in the middle of this river for who knows how long. Some kind of metal part here. Not really quite sure what it goes to. As I'm walking, you know, through the water here, and I see things, there's another piece of metal. I don't really know what a lot of it is. Obviously, I can recognize pottery or ceramics, but you honestly don't know. People's entire homes have been washed away. Their vehicles. There is no telling what's out here, and people are going to be finding remnants and cleaning this stuff up for many, many years. A few more things. If you look closely, I'm kind of walking fast, but see, I've almost missed it. Where is it? There it is. Look at this. It's a marble, and I'm sure this is a marble. This is probably a 1940s marble, like a brown swirl type thing. I'm not quite sure what kind. Those marble enthusiasts out there might know. So, oh, there's something here too. What is this? Looks like some more ceramic stuff. Yep, some more of that. And right here, we got some more clear glass. I feel like the longer I stand in one spot and kind of look around, the more things I find, right? Kind of poking out of the ground. What is this? I think that's just a rock. Sorry about that. Also, we find some really cool, there are really cool mineral specimens and things around that you can find. Try to, come on now, zoom in for me here, please. Oh, gonies. There we go. See how this kind of glistens? It's a very interesting specimen of minerals, kind of just polished and tumbled as it came down the river. Who knows how long it's been here? Oh my goodness, what is this? Maybe a bottle cap tab or something? Oh no! Oh my goodness, this is a ring, folks. Look at this. Look at this ring. Come on. Look at this. I wonder if it says something. It's in good shape. I wonder if it says anything inside of here. Oh, a 14 karat white gold. It looks kind of like a wedding band. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna put the word out, see if anyone has lost a wedding band. I don't know who I'd talk to, maybe the local police. They can report things. See if anybody has that. I never thought I would find something like this. Holy cow. Well, that certainly has value, but I would love to return it to the owner first if I can. There's another piece of glass. Look at this. It's a cute little, it's tiny, but it's just a cute little piece of aqua glass broken from a bottle, not unlike the color of the bottle that I found earlier today. Where is it? This is a weird little peekaboo situation here. It's very thin. Oh my. It's also big. Oh, what is this thing? It's made of metal. Oh man, it's stuck really hard down in the ground. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get it out, but can you see it? It's this big old, oh, you know what it looks like? It looks like it looks like a part of, it's either a windshield wipe. No, I think it's the side of a window unit where the glass would slide down inside of there. It's so deep down in the ground I can't even pull it out, honestly. This is the view of the mountains here approaching from the south, Warren Wilson College, and you can see the field down there is entirely dirt. This entire lower valley was full of water. Look at the crops bent over from the water. Over here as well. These entire fields were covered with water. We've got this car right here, washed up. I'm just gonna roll down in here and show you. Look at this, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful day today. But this river, or this entire field was completely overrun with junk. Look, there's some debris and stuff kind of sitting here. Look at this. I need to be careful. I don't want my truck to get, my little old pickup here to get stuck in the dirt. But anyhow, it is absolutely insane. Well, that's just gross. Out here in the middle of the field. This is all sand and dirt that has come. Oh, and it just stinks out here. Ugh, it's rough. It's a rough smell. Look at this. Just running through the middle of this field. This whole valley was completely underwater. I had to back up. You see fish, carp. Where did these come from? Carp. Just out here. The birds are having a field day. All these crows. You can see the whole field is covered with them. And various birds. Oh my goodness. It's just gross. There's the smell of sewage. Oh, man. Whole fields. A gigantic tractor tire right here. And just loads of debris. Trees down. Look at this up here in the tree up above there. That is easily 20 feet off the ground. Debris stuck up in there. There's some kind of, yeah, this is one of those little ergonomic chairs, I think, that you sit on, you know, by your desk. Unbelievable. Folks, I came over here to a spot near a park that there's a trail that runs along the river over here. And I mean, so much of what I've seen is difficult to describe, but this is the first spot that has been so utterly destroyed that it is hard for me to even comprehend. This used to be a decent size, sort of like pond, and there was a center section that went through the middle to walk across, which is half gone now. The water table is down dramatically. Right up here is where the water used to be. It's gone now. It has completely cut through one side. And as I walk up here, it has been completely annihilated. You can see all the concrete here is gone. It's just dirt now. And if I walk up here, now you can see that all of this through here is new. All of this was cut through. This has all been cut out. None of this. This huge ditch wasn't here. And now look, the river here is probably 5 to 6 times wider than it was originally. And now there's debris, stuff everywhere. This is where the trail began, right here where they got these ropes. It was a little path, a little dirt trail. That's it. Now look at it. I cannot hardly believe what I'm looking at here. Right here by where I'm parked, they have had to bring in tons of gravel and run it in there. All of this was all woods. All of those trees are gone. Now they've had to put this in to access it. Right over here, we've got a piece of playground equipment, which comes from a playground that, and I'm not exaggerating, is probably 5 or 6 city blocks back that way, which it's towards the entrance of this park, and I'll show you. Now, it is a glorious day. I mean, look how gorgeous it is, and a large group of geese have started to inhabit this little spot here. but I cannot even begin to imagine what kinds of debris and stuff are over on that side of the river. I'm gonna drive back towards it, and we're gonna take a look and see what kind of damage it did to the ball field and the playground where our little ones used to play. This whole gully here wasn't here. You can see the houses up there. It was completely woods. You can see the down power lines all through here. And I'm still approaching the river. I don't even know if you can see. Yeah, you can't even see where the trail used to go up through there. It's not even here anymore. Now, I'm not trespassing or anything. This is a public park, and it has not been roped off or taped off. So I think I'm fine being here until I'm told otherwise. I just want to walk down and see what the river looks like now. Man, I just cannot believe what I'm looking at right here, folks. Look at this. None of this was here. This river was about as wide as this portion right here. This is what it used to look like. And now, this is what it is. And it runs all the way down there. All of this has been washed out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The power of water. 20, 30 feet of water running through here. Oh my goodness. And over here, where the water came up over, has completely destroyed the ball field, as you can see. It's just completely a wreck, just complete wreckage. Heading up here ahead of me, you can see how this has all been washed out here. All of this concrete has been completely destroyed and broken up. I can't even drive over there now. It's too damaged. All of this over here, still moving. All this concrete. Just folded up like it's flapjacks. This is one of the playgrounds that our little ones used to play in. The bottom of the equipment I showed you earlier came from here. That's what all of this is. I'm gonna come over here and take a look at this crazy landscape over here now. Before the storm, this was the edge of the little, I guess you could call it a lake. It's small, a little river, or a pond rather. And I'm gonna come and walk out here. Never thought in a million years I'd be able to walk out in the bottom of this. Got some bottles here. I got my boots on still, so hopefully, it's a little muddy. I need to be careful, don't get stuck out here. Gotta go slow and be careful. I definitely don't want to call Flo and be like, hey, sorry, I'm out in the middle of the, remember the little lake out there at the, yeah, I'm stuck in the middle of it. I'm in rubber boots out there. Sorry, can you come get me? Here's a table, just stuck down in the mud. A little bottle. Ooh, getting a little deep. Man, it's like quicksand out here. Oh my goodness. I can't hardly handle what I'm looking at. So this over here was where you could walk out and you could walk all the way across, but oops, now it's gone. Wash it all. You see pipes sticking out over there. Oh, don't get down in the mud too deep here, Rusty. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oof. Oof. Yeah, that's deep. Be careful. Be careful, please. All right. Oh my. Gonna widen this up so you can see what I'm looking at. And look at the nastiness. Just look at this. It's like motor oil. coming down out of here. Let's see if I can hop across. Oh, I know it's possible because I see other people have done this. I'm not the first. I'm gonna walk in their steps because that's probably the safest bet. And now I'm down in the bottom. That's where I came from. And I'm down the bottom of this. Oh my goodness. Whoa, that was a deep one. Do not get stuck out here. I may have to turn back. I just wanted to, if I could, get across over here. Look, there's bedrock that has been exposed at the bottom of here. There's just chairs sitting out here, tires. I'm gonna come all the way up to this rock bank here. All of this was underwater. It would have been over my head in normal conditions. And now it is completely changed. And then this is where it goes now. Unbelievable. Just, I know I sound like a broken record, but I honestly just cannot believe what I'm looking at here. Parts of the pipe sticking out, debris of all kinds, toxic sludge. Goodness gracious. Right, this was about not quite halfway through. This was the walkway. I'm standing in the middle on the bottom where it was, and then it used to go all the way over to there. And now it's just the river, just the stream coming through as far as you can see. I'm heading back now, but I'm telling you, you take one wrong step and you can be 6 or 8 inches down in the mud. It's difficult to know exactly where to go, but again, I'm going to use the previously used walkways that other people have done. That's already compressed, so I'm feeling better about that. Just to get over to this other part, and then I'm going to be smarter about watching where other people went the last time. Again, look at that. It's like unreal. It is unreal. Nasty. Look at that iridescent junk. Okay, so this is, go this way. Yep. Now some of these are a little, gotta make sure here. Okay, good so far. Dry. The dry portion is probably where I need to stay because it's, but look at these cracks, like these faults through here. Unbelievable, folks. It's definitely unstable. I mean, this was completely saturated with liquid at one point in time. So I gotta be smart. Gotta try to be smart coming back across. Kind of go slow, like you're walking on ice, that sort of thing. One last view before I take off. Unbelievable. I'm making my way back out the entrance here. And I had to come in the back way because the bridge right here where I usually come in is completely washed away. It's completely destroyed. And as you'll see up here, it's bad. All this debris and stuff that's through here, you know, they've blocked her off and it's not safe. Stuff has been taken under, pulled underneath the bridge. And I may step up here though just to get a look. You can see how this is buckled down the middle, and yet this gigantic truck is considering coming down. Here's the bridge on the lower side. You can see it's cracked up there, if not other places. You got trees underneath, and look right here. Just a little old Christmas ornament. That's a strange thing to see. Just walking through back to the truck. It's just unbelievable. Big old pipe here, exposed now out of the ground. Oh, goodness. Oh, now that liquid has got to be disgusting. Oh, Mondavi. Oh, I don't mind if I do. Just kidding, folks. You couldn't pay me enough to take a pop off of that sucker. Well, we got a little cassette tape. Wonder what she was. Won't know. The label's been washed off. Too bad. For you kids out there, tape cassettes were an old form of listening to music. All of this is sand. This was all riverbank at one point. Now it's just sand. You can see how all of this is washed out. Basically, the part that has water in it is about what this looked like before. Now, this is how big it is. 3 to 4 times as wide now. It's just all kinds of grossness all around it. Well, that's where I was at. I just walked over here. We got an old propane canister laying here. I'll probably collect that on the way out and dispose of it properly. Got some kind of other canister over here with a tire. Thankfully, the truck up there did not decide to try to pass. I think it was a very smart move on that gentleman's part. I would not want to witness a gigantic tractor truck break a bridge and fall in. That would not, it's not the kind of channel I'm looking to produce videos of. Coming up here, looks like some kind of a door of like an outdoor shed of some kind. Oh, no telling what is buried underneath of all of this muck. So much stuff. You know, I was thinking I would come out here and do some mudlarking around here, but frankly, this water seems a little bit even more toxic than the stuff I was looking at before. The area I was at earlier in this video was further up on the south side of Black Mountain, further on the east portion, and that there weren't as many homes and buildings and structures behind that, and so it was not nearly as mucked up and gross as it is here. And of course, you know, I'm trying to go walk across this. We'll see. I'll be interested to look at my boots tomorrow and see if there's any sort of corrosion on them. If there's anything in this water that's corrosive, I'm going to need to know that for the future. This is my first attempt out in any of this stuff. But I have another spot I'll go to probably later today. I just got to make sure that it's accessible so that I can get out there. I've seen multiple vehicles do it, so I'm going to try my luck. You can see how this bridge has gone buckled down. I'm going downhill now, back over and uphill over this dirt clod. Oh man, look back in there. All of that mess over here. All the water was all up over that. I'm still going. It was still up in these people's yards. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, folks, for watching this video. I was definitely wearing a mask when most of the time I was out there. I was being as careful as I could. I had hand sanitizer. I washed myself and scrubbed myself down real good when I was done. I'm going to try to look for the owner of this ring, but before awful long, I have had this idea, this notion that maybe anything I find here locally, I will offer to you as viewers to purchase. Not because that's what I want this channel to be, but it is another way that perhaps if someone's interested and would like to purchase something and have an item that is an expense, that money could go to this area. So anything I found in this video, anything I find in the future, we'll have a video dedicated to selling those things and other things here if you want to have a expense that goes directly to this area that's affected. Thanks so much again for your support, your prayers, your generosity, and I'll continue to give you updates and show you the work we're doing to rebuild this community in the upcoming videos. Take care, be safe, and good luck hunting. Rusty hair.